Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back on the 12 Days of Christmas with my review of A Christmas Tale.
I'm dreaming of a
Fright.
Christmas.
A Christmas Tale is a 2005 Christmas horror film. Included on this 6 films to keep you awake, 3-disc DVD set. It's a Spanish horror film. Very reminiscent of The Goonies or The Monster Squad, in my opinion. That's because the main characters are 12-year-old kids. They're a group of friends who have their own club, with a clubhouse and all. The movie is set on Christmas 1985, so there are plenty of 80s pop references throughout. The Karate Kid, for one thing, is a heavy influence. Star Wars is also mentioned, of course, the A-Team, and plenty of others. I love that. A Christmas Tale really captures that 80s nostalgia. The 5 friends are riding their bikes through the woods when they come to a hole in the ground. At the bottom of the hole, they find a woman dressed in a Santa suit. She asks the kids for help getting out and to retrieve her a rope, claiming she was cutting through the woods to surprise her niece and nephew. While 3 of the friends attempt to do that, the other 2 head to the police station to report their finding. When they get there, they see a picture of the same woman, learning she is wanted by the cops and a dangerous criminal. She stole $2 million from a Christmas event and is on the run. That is, until she fell in the hole and broke her leg. With this information, the 2 friends inform the other 3 of the news. They decide to use it to extort the woman. She will be left in the hole to starve to death unless she tells them the whereabouts of the $2 million. Some of the friends are against the idea, but in this club, majority rules. The group thinks they have her just where they want her, until things take a nasty turn. They return on Christmas Day to find her dead at the bottom of the hole. Using a technique he learned in a cheesy horror film called Zombie Invasion, one of the kids performs a ritual. Not long after, the group returns again to find that the hole is empty. It now becomes a deadly game of cat and mouse on Christmas. The zombie Psycho Santa has an axe, and she's out for vengeance. As she pursues her captors, they decide to hide out in a local amusement park. I mean, can this sound any better? It's so awesome. I'll leave it at that, though, because I've probably said too much already. A Christmas Tale was a huge surprise for me. I've owned this 3-disc collection forever, and I had never watched a movie on it until now. It's funny, too, because I almost considered dropping A Christmas Tale from this year's 12 Days of Christmas to include something else, but I'm glad I didn't do that. From the child main characters to the 80s nostalgia to the storyline, I loved everything about this film. And the setting. I love the setting, especially that abandoned amusement park. Not to mention that it's all set on Christmas, so there are Christmas decorations throughout, along with those 80s pop references I mentioned earlier. So cool. The movie opens with a scene from Zombie Invasion. I was thinking, what's this? Did I put in the wrong disc? And then when I realized what was happening, I got excited. This was off to a great start. It only got better, too. I love the introduction of each character. Their names are displayed on screen, and again, it's very 80s. I've always been a fan of having child protagonists in horror movies, although the kids in this film aren't really protagonists, or are they? Some of them were really awful through most of this movie, with the extortion and all that. At the same time, it's not like the Psycho Santa was the good person either. Regardless, at least one of the kids could be considered the protagonist, and I like that. A Christmas Tale has an approximate runtime of only an hour and 11 minutes, and I found myself hoping it wouldn't end. I gotta say, I love finding gems like this in my collection that I've owned for who knows how long. It's just been sitting on the shelf, waiting to be watched. I'm so happy to own it, and it will definitely be a new holiday horror favorite for me. Have you seen A Christmas Tale? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. Once again, be sure to check back tomorrow to see what I review next during the 12 Days of Christmas. Until then, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and, be kind, subscribe.